as a service mimics genuine marketing practices, making it difficult to prove what's fact and what's actually fiction. It's being sold underground by cyber criminals, but at what price? Well, John Bailey, Senior Security Specialist at Trend Micro, joins the program now from our Melbourne studio. Appreciate your time today. Look, just to start with, and a seemingly simple question, but I wonder if it actually is, and how do you actually define what fake news is?
Oh, thanks for having me. So fake news is when fabricated or information with no basis in facts is put on the internet, and the critical element is that it's amplified by some automated mechanism so that perhaps it's a botnet or perhaps it's people who are requested to click for points are clicking on that and amplifying the effect throughout legitimate sources and legitimate social networks, and it achieves a very wide distribution well beyond the resources used to generate it. In fact, it's very cheap.
And would you describe it as is it a new phenomenon? Because it really seemed to gain a lot of traction and momentum, obviously, during the US presidential election campaign, or has it been at play for longer than that?
Oh, it's ageless. It's always, there's always been fake news. There's always been people trying to influence both in the commercial and in the political sphere to get their message out there. The thing that's new is that it uses automated mechanisms on social media, and this infiltrates social media so that people see it on Facebook, they see it in Twitter from a source they trust, or they see it at the top of search engine results. And that's this amplification effect, where in actual fact somebody originated the content, they made up some facts, and they had a clickbait title to it so that people would be encouraged to click on it, and then they spent perhaps only tens or maybe $100 distributing it through a botnet.
Goodness. And we've seen some pressure on some of the owners of the social media channels to crack down on that. I mean, how hard is it to actually censor and regulate it? And is it purely on the shoulders of the owners of the social media channels? I'm just trying to get an idea of where you think, or where the pervading view as to where the burden of responsibility lies.
Oh, I don't think we can put the responsibility with the search engines and the social media. First of all, we've seen some really good efforts in the last year. They've been changing their algorithms and changing the way that they do things. So they are responding. But in certain circumstances, this is very difficult to detect. For example, the situation might occur that people are clicking. They're actually encouraged to click on stories to gain points. Those points might be used perhaps to enter a game, and they get some free game time. So they're highly incentivized to go click, 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 click. To the social media entity, it's really a person clicking. They might have more success stopping the botnets, but if real users have been encouraged to do this for what they think are innocent reasons, but the net effect is actually detrimental to society at large.
Can you talk to us about the marketplace for this? I found it extraordinary to read that you can actually buy and sell these sorts of fake news and amplification and spreading this sorts of discourse.
Absolutely. So the people who are doing this have researched in detail how the social media algorithms work and are experts at abusing it. These underground forums are available all across the web. Or all across the world. So they're in Eastern Europe and Russia, they're in China, they're in South America. This is a global phenomena, and in each locale, it's tailored to the customers that might go to there, but it's global in nature.
And very organised, expensive. I mean, this is essentially. I mean, is this organised sort of crime that we're talking about?
I think it's organised crime because if you're using a botnet of stolen computers that have had malware installed to click and do activity, then obviously that's illegal. Many of the activities breach the terms of service of the various social networks. So again, I wouldn't. That's not necessarily criminal, but it's certainly worthy of suspension or being thrown off those social media platforms when you abuse their terms of service.
All right. Appreciate your time today. An absolute pleasure. Thank you. Well, that is it.